Hello guys, today we are talking about the Nvidia GeForce 9800 GT. Released in 2008, this graphics card was a mid-range card for its time. It's on the 65nm node and has support for DirectX 10. It also has one 6-pin connector for power, which totals to about 105 to 125 watts of power consumption. Most of these GPUs had about 512 megabytes of GDDR3 VRAM on a 256 memory bus. However, the one that I have here has 1 gigabyte of VRAM, which would mean that it would actually perform better than probably the average 9800 GT with 512 megabytes of VRAM. Now, today I'm going to be benchmarking the GPU, although we're not going to be able to test many applications and games since this GPU doesn't support DirectX 11, only DirectX 10, and a lot of modern games really need it, and that's also why people are no longer really using these for gaming. And even games that are 5 years old to 10 years old by now just won't run because DirectX 11 is such a modern requirement, and the 9800 GT just cannot fulfill that. So anyways, enjoy the benchmarks. Oh, and also, sorry if the audio quality is bad, this is just the best microphone I can get plugged into my PC. Okay, so first up, we have 3D Mark. On CloudGate version 1.1, we got 5,435 points. Now, I couldn't see any benchmark that was compatible with this GPU. Well, not really any other benchmark would, because they all require DirectX 11 or 12, some kind of newer API that just does not work on this graphics card. BeamNG would run, although it was only running in a very old version, which is 0.14. Keep in mind that we are right now in 0.37 or 0.36 right now. And because 0.14 is the last version to support DirectX 10, 0.15 just won't run and it won't open at all on this graphics card. Now, with BeamNG 0.14, we ran at the lowest settings at 1280 by 720 pixels. We got about 20 FPS average with the 1% lows down to like 12 FPS, 8 FPS, something like that. The GPU was being fully maxed out, so there wasn't any CPU bottleneck despite me even using a Core 2 Quad Q660, which is quite insane. Next up, 3D Mark 2001. Now, there's not much really to say about this graphics card. It just ran amazing and it got 26,323 points. So that's about it, about 3D Mark 2001. Portal 2 was running quite well. I was able to max out all the settings at 1080p, and in easy scenes where portals weren't used or things weren't shaking around, 60 FPS was quite doable, even 50. But we would dip down to like 30 FPS in complex and shaky scenes and when there's portals visible on the screen, and I think this is due to the GPU also having to render two different views as a result of the portal. Since not only is it having to render what's in front of you, but also what the portal is seeing, which does add a lot of complexity. Now, the 9800 GT is really not a card that I would recommend you go out and buy. Yes, it can be good for retro games that do really need the hardware of its time, and for that case you can pick these up for like $60 to $100, of which they are really quite expensive, and there's certain one that I have I can't really find much online like for sale, so maybe that means that these are getting rarer and rarer over time. So it would only make sense that possibly over the next few years these could go up in prices. There's demand from retro gamers to be able to get their hands on these older cards. Although we won't really know for sure, and I'm just speculating here. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye for now.